When you're creating a personal brand, one of the most important things you can do, hands down, is create content. If you do not create content, you do not have a personal brand. Yes, after you develop a personal brand, then you have a reputation and that is your branding. But to build and create a personal brand, you have to make content. Now, if you want to stand out with that content, it's got to be good. Do I mean it's got to be high production? No. I do recommend using your phone for a lot of people. But it has to be intentional. So a lot of people throw around this word value, but value means so many things to different people. And, it's almost a buzzword at this point. So it's hard to pin down what that really means these days. So let me try to refine and explain what that is for a personal brand. The word value, let's replace it with you. So it's not about me. Even though my personal brand is me, it's my view of the world and so on. Forget my story, forget anything about me, and make it all about you. So everything in this video is to help you build your personal brand, not the story about how I did this and that and so on. Like, I can use examples and say, hey, I've kind of went back to my roots and get a little more darker colors, and I'm wearing a little more black and a little more white and less, flamboyant like colors and silly patterns. Like, I'm kind of over that a little bit. I feel like deep down, the truest thing is something that's a little more cooler, a little more badass. So that's kind of where I'm going back. But this isn't about me, and it's about you. And this idea of intentionality is so key. So you think about like some influencer personal brand going to a coffee shop and they take a picture of their coffee and so on. It doesn't matter how many times that's been done. It's showing a lifestyle. It's about like, hey, here's how you can look at the world. This is my coffee. This is my morning routine. Doesn't this inspire you to go out and, get out of the house, live a little? Maybe you'll run into somebody, make some friends or small talk and have an interesting conversation. Maybe you'll meet a cinematographer and have them film you, or a photographer or something like that. You never know. And that coffee shot is one of the aesthetics that you can have. Now, do you need that? No. But if that's your style and you gravitate towards that, then absolutely you want to do something like that. So how do we actually start to define what our content is like? Our content should be started with, say, building a mood board. I recommend Pinterest for a lot of people. I think Pinterest is a great place to start collecting what your taste is. So going through and just pinning all this stuff that you like. Does not have to be coffee shots, like modelly shots, videos. It's just general things. It can be art, it can be fashion, it can be whatever you want. And I highly recommend just pinning a whole bunch and then going back. This is something I do with my clients every time. And you look back and you go, holy smokes, I figured it out. Like, I like these lines. I like water. I like dark theme, or, black and tan, or tanny white, whatever. You find this like feel that you're like, oh, I guess I like that a lot more than everything else. And then you start trying to imitate those things and you start creating these visual. And then if you find out like works for you, this works for your lifestyle, then you just keep creating that content and you keep trying to find those things that inspire you and replicate them. If it is a coffee shop, then you like white and tan stuff. Then you go, oh my gosh, a white table, coffee, bam, put it in your feed. Oh, wear a tan shirt or linen something, take a little picture. And I do recommend still photos for Instagram, but I recommend carousels. And, I do think having some caption, some story, something important that they can take away is helpful. Not just a story about you. That's not helpful. Again, that's not value. Value is something that somebody can take away and inject into their own life and make themselves better. Not about you. And you get to be that source of inspiration. Like, when we think of this content idea, it's imperative for your personal brand and the beginning of your reputation. And you want to be creating as much as you can. How good you are and how much time you invest in one particular thing is up to you. I do recommend just doing a whole bunch of stuff until you figure it out. And then if you get time and so on, but that's a whole nother conversation about quality versus quantity. If you're interested in what my thoughts are on that and when you should do each, let me know. I'd love to talk about that. But in the meantime, I just want you to think about content as in it is necessary. You have to do this. Now, I will talk a lot more about why personal branding is so important, even for somebody who's not trying to make money from it and is just living their life, they're a construction worker, whatever. I want to tell you in another video about how it's helped me in my life and how it's going to help you in yours. If you have any questions on personal branding for you, even though it may not suit your lifestyle, I'd love to hear what those are. Until next time, peace.